Sportscast, January 23rd, 2023. If you haven't yet, please subscribe in all our channels: YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Apple Podcast. You can also listen to us on your smart speaker. If you're listening on Apple Podcast, please leave a rating and a review. It will help us out tremendously. We're also on online radio 24/7. Visit us on the sportscast.net. Also, our Twitter, follows on Twitter and Instagram at the Sportscast1. You can also get our app, the Sportscast, for iOS. The 2023 NFL playoffs divisional round has happened. It has been completed. Has it been lived up to its moment? Join us all the way from Western Pennsylvania, Joe Toscano. Welcome back to the Sportscast.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Forget about Christmas. This is the best time of the year. The NFL playoffs. This is it. The main thing of this whole weekend we learned is the best teams. This is rare that the best teams made it to the championship games. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, exactly. Something that I got some of my predictions were wrong. How are your predictions?
I went 3 for 4. The only one I got wrong, I predicted the Cowboys would upset the 49ers, but I got the Bengals one right, which I'm really proud of.
Yes, I had the Cowboys being the Niners. I think I had the Bills being the Bengals, and I had the Eagles being the Giants. I had that going, and the Chiefs being the Jaguars. So I was good for the most part. All right. There you go. All right. So we're going to recap what happened this past weekend. A lot going on. And of course, we're going to have Joe discuss it. I'm going to discuss it as well. And we'll see if the games were better this year than last year. Obviously, that is up to discussion. All right. Let's go into the first game. Jaguars, Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes finished with 195 yards passing and 2 touchdowns, the second capping a 75-yard drive late in the fourth quarter, Joe, and lifted Kansas City to a 27-20 victory over the Jags and a spot in the 5th straight AFC Championship game.
This was a tale of 2 games. Before Mahomes got hurt and then after, and everything changed. Before Mahomes got hurt, he was looking amazing, and it looked like Kansas City was going to put up 100. Then after he got hurt, it became a real game, and not that it was ever close, but still, Mahomes was just not the same after he got hurt, and what he's dealing with, it's amazing that he was even able to play again. So Jacksonville, my prediction was that Jacksonville, they're too young, they're too inexperienced, this was not their time, they're not ready for prime time. They're on their way. I think they're going to be good in the future, but this just wasn't their time, and Kansas City is just too good right now. But the huge question is what's going to happen with Mahomes.
Yeah, he had a high sprained ankle injury, so he has a week to recover. But Joe, he does have a backup named Chad Henne, who led the Chiefs to a 98-yard touchdown drive while Mahomes was out. Travis Kelce had a career 14 catches for 98 yards and 2 scores. Marcus Valdes-Scantling hauled an eventual clinching touchdown pass with about 7 minutes left in the game. Kelce, an incredible game.
Jacksonville couldn't stop him. Yeah, he was unstoppable. 14 receptions, 98 yards, 2 touchdowns. He just did whatever he wanted. When you have a situation like that, that's just I don't know what. Hey, Jacksonville, there's that Kelce guy. You might want to cover him. He just dominated. Jacksonville had no answer for him. When you have a situation like that, it is hard to win a game if you're Jacksonville and dealing with that.
Yeah, Jaguars was not able to cover Kelce. There was one touchdown. He was like wide open. It was like boom, right to him. Like, hey, you just gotta keep a guy on him. That's what you need to do. Trevor Lawrence, though, did finish with 217 yards passing with a touchdown toss to Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk had a good game.
Yeah. Yeah. He, when he got signed in the offseason, everybody made fun of it. It's like, why are you giving all that money to that guy? And it kind of like broke the wide receiver market. And then every other good wide receiver is like, I want more than him. I'm better than him. But he's okay. He's good in that system. Trevor Lawrence was good. It's just when you're going, he had to be perfect. The only way that Jacksonville could win this game is if they were perfect and if they took advantage of any Chiefs turnovers or mistakes or something like that. And really, the Chiefs did not make any mistakes. So, it could have gone the Jaguars' way if everything went right, but it just didn't.
Yeah, Lawrence had 217 yards. Of course, Travis Etienne added 62 yards rushing and a touchdown. They were just a touchdown away, maybe the team of the future with this system.
It sure looks like it. Sure looks like they're on their way. I think Trevor Lawrence is on his way to being a superstar, and this could be the start of a Hall of Fame career. I mean, he even since high school and college, he was thought of like as the number one quarterback, and he was like one of the best prospects since maybe like Andrew Luck or something like that coming into the NFL. So he is just now starting to mature and become a superstar. It all depends on the Jacksonville franchise. Can they get the pieces around him? And that's a big question because that's a little iffy franchise. I mean, they've been good before and then they became a disaster. So it's, they could be awesome or it could be just a bad team with a good quarterback.
You know who else is number one? You on Twitter in Pittsburgh.
All over the world, baby. What are you talking about? Not just Pittsburgh.
Well, there you have it. All right. That game was close. The other games not so close. Giants, Eagles, Jalen Hurts threw two touchdown passes, Joe, if you didn't know, in the first quarter, and ran for a score during a dominant first half, and the Eagles overwhelmed. Bold letters in capital, the New Giants 38-7 on Saturday night in an NFC divisional playoff game. This was not close, Joe, at all.
Not at all. It was basically over since the coin flip. Yeah, this was a total domination. It's funny when people say, well, you can't beat a team 3 times in the same year. Well, you can if one team is much better than the other. And that's what we had here. The Giants, they're run heavy. They had that, it's a bit of a different offense, a bit of a different team. So playing a team like Minnesota or a team that's not used to playing them, that is going to surprise them. But when you play a team like Philly, who's already seen them 2 times, it's like, okay, we know what to expect. The other thing is the Eagles got that number 1 bye and they got the week off rest. And people say, well, does that mean they're going to be rusty? Sometimes it does, but in this case, it means your players are rested while the other team had to kill themselves and play a game last week. You got to relax, so the Eagles were well rested. They knew it was coming. Yeah, this was not close at all.
Jalen Hurts was flawless, Joe, on the drive. He one drive he completed 9 passes of 9 yards, 5 yards, and then boom, a 16-yard touchdown pass on a one-handed grab by tight end Dallas Goedert. He had a good game.
Yeah, the Hurts was amazing all year, and then he got hurt, and the big question is, okay, what's going to happen now? The week off probably did him a lot of good. Maybe that is what's going to help him go to the Super Bowl. Just getting Hurts that week of rest, and maybe his shoulder is good enough to keep going.
It was 14-0 in the first quarter, and the Giants already needed a standing 8 count. New York turned the ball over on downs on its first possession, and Daniel Jones was intercepted by James Bradbury on its second. Not a good night for Daniel Jones, but this morning, General Manager Joe Shane said that they're going to try to keep him. He has met the expectations for the organization.
That was the big thing going into the season. They were a disaster last year and in previous years, and they bring in a new coach, and I'm sure they told the coach, like, listen, you're stuck with Daniel Jones. We're going to see whether he's good enough or not. And Jones he was okay during the regular season. There were times he was pretty good, but he was okay. But he really did well in the playoffs. But now the question is, they didn't even put a fifth-year option on him. So now he's a free agent. So yeah, they might want to keep him, but maybe the Jets might want him. Maybe the Colts might want him. Maybe some other team might want him. It's like he's fair game now to everyone. So the Giants might want to keep Daniel Jones. It doesn't mean they're going to do it.
Yeah, it's all business, Shane said. So we'll see what happens. I'm Daniel Jones likes New York, and I'm sure New York likes Jones for now. But I hope they keep him. I think he was a great organization. Saquon Barkley is going to be capped, though. So that's one piece that the Giants. Well, maybe not.
I don't think so. I think he's a free agent also.
Yeah, but I think they're closer with Saquon than Daniel for now.
I don't know. I don't know. If I were to guess, I'm saying they're keeping Daniel Jones, but maybe they might let go. Running backs are a whole different thing, man. You could get a good running back in like the draft, not even the first round or second round or something like that. You could get a good running back in like the third or fourth or the fifth round or whatever. So, yes, Barkley really, I mean, he might be comeback player of the year. He looked amazing, but how much money is he going to get? And why would you spend money on a running back when, like I said, you could just get one in the draft?
Has the New York Giants hired you for your consulting services on that?
Not yet, but if they want to, call me.
You'll be open to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. He does make a sense. Running backs are a commodity you get from the third, fourth round. Joe is right. You can find someone in the draft. These running backs only last for 4 years on average. So exactly. It stinks, but it is what it is. So we'll see what happens with that. I like to keep him, but if he's gonna ask a lot of money, I don't know. I wouldn't keep him if I wasn't a tight budget like the Giants.
Well, the other thing you have to think of is if whoever they get, whether they keep Daniel Jones or they get someone else, that's a lot of money. They're probably going to be paying Daniel Jones like 30-40 million, so the thing you want as a franchise is to have a good quarterback on a rookie contract. Well, they're done with that. Now they're going to have a quarterback and pay a lot of money, so that's going to hurt them in the salary cap.
There you go. I didn't say it, but Joe did say it. So we'll see what happens with the New York Giants. Off to a good start, good coach and a good GM. They got to continue that rhythm. Whatnot. All right, so the next one was the snow game. Cincinnati, Buffalo Bills. Joe Burrow threw 2 touchdown passes, and Cincinnati defense swarmed Josh Allen on a snow-slick field. 27-10 win Sunday to send the Bengals to the AFC Championship game for the second straight year. Joe, Joe Burrow could have walked and still made plays. That's how easy it was for them.
This was a shocker. Everybody thought that the Bills would. They were destined to go to the Super Bowl, and that's it. And basically, the Bengals played with a major chip on their shoulder. First of all, they were told all year after the Super Bowl, "Oh, you're a fluke. Oh, you didn't really belong in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl hangover. You're gonna stink this year." I know I was saying that, guilty. And then when the whole Damar Hamlin,
I remember.
Then when the whole Damar Hamlin thing happened, the Bengals really got screwed there, because if they did play that game and the Bengals won, yesterday's game would have been in Cincinnati. So the Bengals got screwed out of that. Then they were told, well, maybe you'll win or maybe not. Maybe we have to do a coin toss or something like that. And they got really mad about that. Then this whole thing of we're selling tickets to have a neutral site game in Atlanta, where it's going to be if the Chiefs and the Bills make it. So the Bengals took major exception to that. So they were playing with a major chip on their shoulder. But still, Joe Burrow is, wow. He's basically the second best quarterback in the league right now. He really outshone Josh Allen. Josh Allen did not have a good day. Something, I don't know what's wrong with him, but Joe Burrow is just, you can't say enough good things about him. He is amazing.
You think cursed with the Bills? They can't get out of the divisional playoffs or something?
Well, the Bills are in trouble because I think now they signed Josh Allen to this mega contract, which I think starts the kicking next year. So you lose that, getting a good quarterback on a rookie deal incentive, and now they're stuck. Now they're going to lose players that are free agents, and lose good players that are going to be free agents because to make room for Josh Allen's contract. So the Bills are in trouble. It was just a weird year, but really, Josh Allen he needs to tighten up. He takes too many chances and he makes too many mistakes. I've heard him compared to Brett Favre, and Brett Favre was awesome, but he also would just throw inexplicable interceptions. And that's what Josh Allen does. He makes a lot of good plays, but he makes a lot of dumb plays too. He has to fix that.
Yeah, he has to fix it. He can't blame the snow because they're in the snow like almost every day in Buffalo. So Joe Burrow completed first 9 passes. I think that's like historic as a record. He can retire today, and that'd be a record for him to live on. So it's just quite interesting how everything going. Mark Chase, great connection, of course. Hayden Hurst, touchdown, unbelievable. Evan McPherson, he made fields. So, I mean, this Bengals is all around. I don't want to go deep into previewing next week's game, but this Bengals team, their O-line didn't fracture. They were good.
That was a big question going in. It's like, oh, what's the offensive line going to do? They're all hurt. Oh, they're going to be terrible. They were just fine. Now, keep in mind, the Bills' pass rush was just nothing without Von Miller. After Von Miller got hurt, their pass rush went way down, so that hurt them. But gosh, the Bengals, they're just looking good all over the place. Offense, defense, special teams, they just got it all. This might be their time.
You heard it there first. I didn't say it. Joe said it. I don't know. That could be steep for me to say right now. But I will say this. I think Bengals are a force to be reckoned with. Joe is a tournament. He's a playoff guy. He's done in college. He can do it again. He did a year ago. He could have okay, the Rams are not in the playoffs, so this could be a good thing. We'll see what happens. Next game, the close game. McCaffrey cap that. I would go to. It was a very close. Mayor, the field kick Dallas. They had extra point. This that first touchdown. Obviously the defense shut down and CD Lamb.
You're breaking up big time. I don't know if it's me or what's. No, I'm not sure what's going.
It might be me. Oh, it's probably this way. Can you hear me? No. First time.
No, it's still breaking up.
But now. Hello, 1, 2, 3. Well, so we'll get back. Let me read you the.
You know what? I can hear you now.
Okay, so Joe,
you
your thoughts over the Cowboys, Niners, San Francisco beat Dallas. No. 19-12. Your thoughts?
Oh boy, I thought this was going to be a really good game. I thought I actually predicted a San Francisco. I predicted the Cowboys would win because I thought Brock Purdy was going to be the difference, and he was actually fine. He was okay, but the main thing is he did not make any mistakes, and the person who did make mistakes was Dak Prescott, and that was basically the difference in the game. Those 2 interceptions. He basically, this is it. Dak Prescott lost the game for the Cowboys. It basically comes down to that. And Brock Purdy was just fine. He wasn't great, but he was just fine. And that's really all the 49ers needed. They just need a quarterback to play in the system and not make mistakes. And Dak Prescott made the mistakes, and that's why they lost.
Yeah, Dak Prescott had 2 interceptions, 206 yards. And Brock Purdy had a good game, 214 yards, no interceptions, 0 touchdowns. Dak did have a touchdown. Brett Maher, he scored field goals. He missed one, he got blocked, but I guess his confidence regained.
That was such a soap opera, and it was so funny for us. It wasn't very funny for him or the Cowboys, but he missed an extra point. He was missing field goals in the before the game, and I guess Jerry Jones came down to talk to him or something like that, which he really, I'm sure, helped the situation. Yeah, he came to talk to.
He could take up to the owner and make things more comforting.
There was a time where late in the game, the 49ers are winning 19-12, and the Cowboys have the ball. And the Cowboys, everyone was saying the same thing. Watch, the Cowboys are going to score a touchdown, and then they have to kick the extra point to tie it, and the kicker's going to miss it or something like that. Or it was, when you have a close game like this, having a kicker that does not kick well is a big problem. At some point it affects what they do in terms of, do we go for 2 or do we kick an extra point or something like that? It's a big problem. It did not cost them the game this game, but really I feel bad for the guy, but you can't have him on the team anymore.
Wow, Joe says cut him. Joe, how important are extra points?
I mean, it can decide a game if the game is close enough. I love that it's an issue. It used to be that an extra point used to be like a 17-yard chip shot, and they made it like 100% of the time. And now there's a possibility that they'll miss, which I love. I think it's like a 30-yard field goal now. So there's a possibility that they'll miss, and I love that intrigue.
About that pass that Kittle got, it was like he caught it and he really tried to dodge a tackle, which he did a good job. I think it was very, very talented of Kittle.
Kittle is amazing. Kittle is up there on that level with Kelsey. He's not quite the receiver Kelsey is, but when Kittle is healthy, he is amazing. And that's the thing about the San Francisco offense. They have so many weapons. Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey. There's so many weapons. It's like anybody, how can you cover all of them? That's why all they need from Purdy is just don't make mistakes, distribute the ball. They'll be fine. The San Francisco's defense is good enough, but still, it's going to be real interesting when they play the Eagles.
Yeah, it should be very interesting. Before we get there, Brock Purdy is either the deal.
I don't think Brock Purdy is the real deal. I mean, it's a nice story, but he has his limitations. There is a reason he was the last pick in the draft. He has, I think he has arm strength issues. I think he does this thing where he dances around a little bit. I mean, he's a rookie. What do you want? He's a 7th round rookie. He's playing amazing for a 7th round rookie, but still, he has his limitations. So, what are they going to do next year when Trey Lance comes back? I don't know. That's going to be really interesting. But I think you just got to look at the pedigree, and there's a reason he was drafted in the 7th round. He's going to get exposed at some point. I think he's going to get exposed next week, actually. So yeah, it's a nice story, but he's not he's not going to be the next Tom Brady or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Well, I have some optimism, of course, and Joe mentioned next week, which here it is. This is the bracket complete AFC Championship game. Bengals at the Chiefs, San Francisco at the Eagles. Let's start with the AFC Championship game. Bengals at the Chiefs. Joe, these two have played against each other last year. Bengals beat them, and Bengals beat them again in the regular season this year. I say Bengals, but what are your thoughts over this matchup?
I say Bengals because Mahomes, who knows what's going to happen? Even if I mean, they say, well, he was able to come back into the game after that injury. Yeah, that's on adrenaline, and playing that like as it's happening is one thing. Then you wait a day and you wait another. Anybody that's had like a high ankle sprain or something like that, it hurts like crazy the
It gets
next day
worse.
and a couple of days. Yeah, it gets much worse. So who knows? Like Tony Romo was saying, it's like I don't even know if he's going to play. I agree. Obviously, he's probably going to play. He's just too much of a competitor. He's going to insist on playing. But who knows what he's going to be at? 60-70%. He's definitely not going to be able to be mobile at all, and that's going to completely change their game. So I'm giving the edge to the Bengals because of that. I think it's going to be an amazing game. But God, the Bengals they are looking so good right now. Just everywhere, every facet, they are just excelling. They are on top of their game and they're peaking at the right time. So I'm going Bengals.
Should Joe Burrow rock out his Bengal suit for that game?
Oh, definitely. Oh, he'll wear something crazy. He was wearing Seinfeld sweatpants after the game. Like,
Amazing.
I'm a Steeler fan and I'm supposed to hate the Bengals, but gosh, there's nothing to hate about Joe Burrow. He's just a good dude. He's cool. He's really good. I'm supposed to hate him, but I can't.
Chiefs do have Chad Henne, so that doesn't help, right?
Hemi is not bad. And, he's one of those like super subs. It's like, if you need him for a quarter or two or a game or something like that, maybe he'll be okay. But this is the AFC Championship. It's really hard to place your championship hopes on Chad Henne. That's a almost a worst case scenario.
That's like the Dolphins relying on Skylar Thompson.
Exactly. I mean, a little bit different. I mean, basically, Brock Purdy is the Skylar Thompson of this scenario, but Henne is okay, and maybe he'll have a good game, but that's a big if.
All right, NFC Championship game, San Francisco at the Philadelphia Eagles. These two have not met at all this season. Eagles are in a run. San Francisco in a run too, where they're struggling with the Cowboys. It depends who you ask. They're meeting actually a year ago, Joe. Niners, the San Francisco 49ers with the Eagles to 11. That doesn't mean anything. What's your thoughts over the matchup?
This is too. This is where I think the 49ers run ends. It's a nice story with Brock Purdy, but the Eagles they're just unstoppable right now. They've been awesome all year. They almost went undefeated. They're just so good in every aspect of the game. And now Hurts is relatively healthy again. I think this is where Brock Purdy gets exposed, and I think this is where I'm just going to say it every week that Brock Purdy is going to the midnight is going to hit Cinderella, and everything is going to turn into a pumpkin and stuff. So I'm predicting for Eagles. I think the 49ers run-ins here.
Yeah, my Super Bowl matchup, Joe, is Eagles versus Bengals. I told that to a lot of people this weekend, and it's gonna happen. I really do. No bets, nothing.
I agree.
I'm not gonna.
I think that's what. Although I would love an Andy Reid Super Bowl of Chiefs versus Eagles, that would be funny. And I would also like Bengals versus 49ers because that'll be the third time that they've played in the last 40 years, and that'll be interesting. So I'm okay with this is the four best teams in the league made it to the championship game. So I'm okay with any of these teams winning. There's no flukes, there's no Cinderella runs or anything like that. These are the four best teams. So whoever makes it, it's going to be a good matchup.
Did you know that Mattress Mac? He is a owner of a big mattress company in Texas. He betted $2 million that the Cowboys will beat the Niners. He lost $2 million, just like that.
The funny thing about that is he's a big Texas guy. I believe he's in Houston. He puts all his money on he put all his money on Texas TCU in the college championship game, and he lost that. Dude is a baller. He likes to spend millions of dollars. Hey, good for him. But the funny thing is, during the game, there was a commercial Dak Prescott did for Sleep Number mattresses. And then I don't think Mattress Mac was mad that he lost 2 million. He was mad that Dak Prescott used a different mattress other than one from Mattress Mac. So that was funny. Mattress Mac put out a video afterwards. He's like, hey, whatever, Cowboys, but I'm really mad at Dak Prescott for using a different mattress.
What can you do with $2 million and a mattress? Anyways, NFC AFC Championship game this weekend, both on Sunday. That's why they call it Championship Sunday. So one game at 4:30, other one at 8. No, one at 3. I got the TV schedule right in front of me. I'll pull that up for you guys.
It's like 3 and 6 or something.
3 and 6 o'clock. And one of them is the first one will be Philadelphia Niners at Fox PM. Chiefs versus Bengals on CBS in Kansas City. And Joe Burrow said, hey, if you're thinking about going to Atlanta to see the Bills versus Chiefs, get your refund money back.
I love that. I love that because that just proves that like they were really upset about that whole Atlanta thing. And like the NFL didn't mean any disrespect for it. It's just a logistical thing. You have to sell tickets to something, later than a week before it happens. So, I understand why the NFL did it, but it kind of looked like they were really pulling for Bills Chiefs and that neutral site game. So I could see why the Bengals would be upset about that.
Exactly. And have you heard about the NFL maybe having neutral sites for future AFC championship games and NFC?
I think it's inevitable. I think, this is everything about the NFL is a cash grab, and they would make so much money out of having like another like Super Bowl lights, kind of like like a college bowl games, how you have multiple major college bowl games. If you had another championship game and you could sell, make more money off of, the NFL is all about making more money, and they'll push that off to the team. So it's a horrible thing for the Chiefs or whoever would have got that game, because it's a huge advantage to have home field. And to give that away, it really stinks for that team. And I think it messes up with competition, that they know that they're not even playing for home field advantage or something like that. So that stinks, but it's inevitable. It's all about money.
Unbelievable. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but we'll see. We'll cross our fingers. Poll question of the day, Joe. What is your favorite kind of pie? Options are apple pie, key lime pie, pecan pie, or pumpkin pie.
You know what? Out of all those, you know what? I'm going with cherry pie. I'm going with another option. I don't. I only like pumpkin pie with like a ton of whipped cream. So really, I don't like pumpkin pie at all. If I'm just going for the whipped cream, apple pie, I'm not that. The only and I'm only going for apple pie if there's a nice slab of vanilla ice cream with it. And I'm more concerned about the ice cream. So I guess what I'm saying is, just give me some whipped cream and ice cream. Just give me a sundae. That's my best kind of pie. Hot fudge sundae. That's my favorite kind of pie.
There you go. Pecan pie is winning at 38%. Second place is pumpkin pie. Third place is key lime pie. And fourth place is apple pie. Never thought apple pie would be in the fourth. Comments on the Twitter. One said sweet potato pie. He would vote for that. And the other one was strawberry rhubarb.
I've never had strawberry rhubarb, and I don't think I've ever had pecan pie. I think that's a big thing in the South. So yeah, maybe I need to go to the South to get some good pie.
Yeah, pie is in the South. A lot of it is, of course, North as well. But anyways, what is the best way to reach you online to ask you about if you would eat ice cream with waffles?
Joey Bag of Donuts being 7F. I would, yeah, ice cream and waffles is good. Anything in waffles is good. Waffles is just a wonderful thing. It's a good breakfast thing. You could have chicken and waffles. Just waffles. Waffles is the MVP of foods.
I mean, who literally would say no, like with waffles and ice cream? Literally. I mean, you could be lactose intolerant. I understand. That's probably the only exception.
Oh my goodness. There's places that make waffle ice cream sandwiches. Oh, they're so good.
Man,
so good.
They might
especially if the waffles are warm. Oh yeah.
Awesome. All right. You can reach us at sportscast.net or the Sportscast One on Twitter and Instagram. Tune in tomorrow. Sports Talk 101. Ray, the co-host, is a 49er fan, so he will be talking Niners almost the whole hour. How much this team is the best team. This team is different from last year. And he'll be about, of course, Aaron is a Commanders fan, which they're looking for a offensive coordinator. So we'll see what he says about that. And, of course, Jersey Boys on Thursday night. He'll be talking about the Giants' loss. Both are New York Giants fans and how bad it was. It was almost like they didn't even show up. And then on Wednesday, it's the top 25 rundown. We got Erwin Dudley coming on, talking about college sports. And, of course, basketball is in play right now. Anyways, I am happy. Best time of the year. Enjoy this moment. Eat some pie with ice cream and put some waffles on top. Joe, I appreciate you coming on to the Sportscast.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.